It's time for Action 4's Countdown to Kickoff. Sports Director Clay Williams and Joe Bowling will preview the 2013 Valley High School football season live from Rattler Stadium in Mission. Sponsored in part by Mattress Firm.
You are looking live at Sherryland's Rattler Stadium in Mission, Texas, where the Texas high school football season is about to begin. It is time for Countdown to Kickoff. Action 4 Sports and ValleyCentral.com's look at the upcoming Rio Grande Valley High School football season. I'm Clay Williams, Action 4 Sports Director. With me, it's Joe Bowling. Joe, can you believe it's time for high school football in the Rio Grande Valley once again?
I can't believe it, Clay. It seems like just like last week we were putting it away, saying, well, Port Isabel's lost, and now it's back to the grind. But here we are, and it's what a way to start it off here with 52 teams in the mix. 52 teams in the Rio Grande Valley. We will have previews from every single one of them, while the folks from Sherryland give us a big send-off here. The band is here, the cheerleaders are here, the football team is here, Coach Ron Adami is here. He'll be talking to us a little later. But before we do that, let's go ahead and start with 3A, the classification that gave us the last team in the Valley standing last year. Let's take a look at the 3As in the Rio Grande Valley.
District 31, 3A.
It's 6 a.m. Come out here. So everybody's half asleep. And we try to get everybody riled up. You know what I mean? It's football, baby. It's Texas. Football's king.
Our motto all off season was unfinished business. Two out of our 3 games in district, we led in the third, fourth quarter, and we weren't able to finish.
Oh no, I definitely think we still have that burn, that fire. We're that close, one game away from playoffs. And I know coming back, all the seniors, such me, Ray, where we want to make it this year.
For the Gators to return to the postseason, Coach Abel Gonzalez says La Grulla must not only rely on third-year starting quarterback Ray Peñablanca, but also get underclassmen some live game reps to prepare them to step in if necessary. And the seniors have to help.
And we tell them, well, it's not going to be easy. It's a grind. It's hard out here. But you just don't give up. You know, listen to us. You know what I mean? As captains, we try to lead them as much as we can out here, try to push them as hard as we can, just try to make each other better.
We're not that big. We're not going to really ram it down your throat every play, but we'll try and throw it over you and, run around you.
There is the Lyford offense in a nutshell. High tempo, no huddle, built to have the opponent's defense trying to catch their breath. Bulldogs quarterback Scott Arnold threw for almost 2,500 yards last year in this scheme, lost all of his wide receivers to graduation, and is now poised to do it all over again with a brand new crew of wideouts.
Well, these guys have a lot of confidence in Scott. Most of these receivers are all seniors, so they've been with Scott since 7th grade. So Scott has a good grasp of what we're doing. They know that. They have a lot of confidence in him.
I don't know if I would be comfortable in any other system. I love it here. I love his system. I love how it gives us, anything. Sky's the limit.
Chemistry. We got a lot of players come back from defense and offense, receivers, quarterbacks, DNs, running backs, receivers, all that. And just got a chemistry, that's all we need.
It's true, Raymondville is not lacking for talent in 2013, as the district's leading rusher, Jesse Valladares, listed all the returning starters the Bearcats will field. But there are a few things left on the menu if Raymondville wants to unseat Kingsville for the 31-5A title.
Focus, discipline, character, and that's pretty much it.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yes! District 32, 3A.
All the friends we have, all the bonds we have, it doesn't matter who the coach is, we just want to win.
That outlook makes sense in Hidalgo, where Tyhee Jones is the 3rd Pirates head coach in as many years after Scott Ford decamped to East Texas once again, following his only season on the navy blue turf. While the kids might feel abandoned, Coach Jones says the foundation has been laid. Now the only thing left to do is build.
To be quite honest with you, when Coach Ford left the program, he left this in great hands. It was easy to transition into a new program, but what was set from Coach Ford and from this whole coaching staff was a great high enthusiastic attitude. And plus now when you have a chance to be district champions, and come back and repeat for these kids, that says enough itself.
The next step for us is just keep going farther in playoffs, maybe 2-3 rounds deep, just keep going no matter what. And just to make some noise in the playoffs. Have people talking about us, basically.
People are talking about the La Feria Lions, and here's what they're saying. This playoff team from last season returns all of their offensive linemen and their top running back. Wow, the run game will carry the Lions until the young wide receivers get their legs under them.
It's a lot funner than like having somebody that's been there for a lot of years, because then they don't want to change or anything. But these guys, they just keep working hard to get their spot, because everybody has a free spot here.
Because of experience on the offensive line, the experience at quarterback and the running back, it'll give the receivers an opportunity to get some experience through the scrimmages in the early off-season before we really get into district.
December football is our goal around here at Port Isabel, you understand? Sir. We're about the next, what is that, August, September, October, November, 5 months? Man, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to play football every day except Sunday, okay? And have some fun. 1, 2, 3, say! These kids, they've been talking about it. They believe.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing. You know, if you can get kids to believe, you know, they can do great things. At least that's our goal, and, you know, that's our dream is to get there.
We made a big motive that we want to go 16-0. Obviously, want a state title. That's what we want. Anything else to us is a failure.
Port Isabel's quest was laid in front of them as soon as the final gun sounded versus Belleville 8 months ago. Make it back, then go further. To help the Tarpons fulfill that goal, Jason Wheeler was added to the coaching staff as a defensive coordinator, taken from Hidalgo in the off-season.
He brings a lot of energy. You know, we're going to pretty much see a little bit of change and maybe some different types of zone blitzes, stuff like that. We're going to, whatever he tells us to do, we're going to do it, and we're looking forward to having Coach Wheeler defensive coordinator.
Dedication's there, the discipline's there, we're unstoppable.
Is this the elusive playoff season the Red Ants have been waiting over 20 years for? Progresso fans hope that year one of the Tom Salazar era is just that. The longtime assistant is now in charge, and Las Hormigas seem up to the challenge.
My goals are more higher this year, so we're trying to go to playoffs. Playoffs is all the way. When we ended last season, it's like we didn't do enough. It was short. It was cut short for us. This year we actually want to make it all the way through playoffs, beat everybody in district.
Our running backs know what to do. We just give them a little lane and they're going to take it. We got 3 good running backs. They all run the ball pretty well. So I think we're kind of going to stick to the run.
Rio Hondo will use their stable of running backs to give their offense a base to work from, but as the Bobcats season progresses, expect to see quarterback Eli Patonis start to air it out. Thrown into the fire as a sophomore after Juan Puga's injury last year, the new signal caller is ready to show his stuff.
Eli has matured a lot. Last year he was very, very young. He got 1 start last year against Progresso to end the season. I think that maturity has carried over to this year, and I think he's going to play a big role in what we do.
I'm just playing the same role as Puga played. I mean, I just want to lead my team into winning district, just playing my role, and I know everyone else behind me is going to play their role also.
District 32 3A.
We are back at Sherland's Rattler Stadium. We are talking 3A high school football in the Rio Grande Valley, and joining us, it's Armando Garza. Armando, you followed the Tarpons all the way to the Final Four last year. Tell me this, can they make it again? Do we see another rematch with Belleville? Can they make it? Because that's all they're talking in Tarpon land.
They can make it, and I think they will make it. You know, this team is determined. They got all those guys coming back, superstar power. I mean, the road's paid for them. They just got to take it. Armando, I'll tell you what, I covered most every team there's going to be playing this Port Isabel team already, and all of them have got the bullseye on their back. Now, has it ever been to this level where everyone is eyed in on this, we're going to get PI?
It has been. If you know anything about Port Isabel football in the past, they love that pressure, they love that bullseye, and these kids thrive on it. That's what they want. They have high expectations, and they're ready to go out and achieve them.
Now, Armando, I know you're picking Port Isabel first in 32-3A, but I'm interested to see the rest of your picks, especially since now, for the first time, we've got 4 teams from each district that are going to the playoffs. What are the rest of your picks in 32-3A?
80% of the district makes. How about that, right?
Yeah.
I got Rio Hondo getting back in. You know, they had a down year last year with injuries. La Feria had a senior ball club, but Eric Weddle's back, and he should be ready to go for them. My stunner, I guess you want to call it, I got Progresso making it 4th.
Wow.
They got a lot of enthusiasm over there. They got 2 good running backs, Sammy Tafoya and Jose Luis Munoz. So new attitude with Tom Salazar. They got to win 1 district ball game, bottom line.
I'm in the same boat here with Port Isabel. I got them as the final team standing in the Valley again when this is all said and done. PI, Rio Hondo makes it again, La Feria. Hidalgo, I got them in, but they're my sleeper as far as Progresso. You tell me how good Hidalgo's offense is, I'll tell you whether or not they're going to make it or not, but right now I got them in.
I think we're all on the same page here. PI, Rio Hondo, La Feria. Then it's going to be tough between Hidalgo and Progresso. I'd love to see the Red Ants make it for the first time since 1990. Quickly, let's go to 31-3A. Lyford and Raymondville, and of course LaGruya now in that district. Kingsville won it last year. How do you see it coming around this year?
I think Kingsville could take it again. They have a lot of speed, but Raymondville and Lyford are right there. Raymondville's got Jesse Valladares, very underrated as a tailback. He's got the complete package. Lyford's got Scar Arnold. We all know what he can do. And I think Gruya gets in. You know, they'll get back in the playoffs. Ray Peña-Blancas are back at quarterback, a lot of experience, so I think those will be your four.
How about you?
Well, Armando, real quick, I've got Raymondville taking it first this year. I really like what they do. King, I saw them practice, believe it or not. They look pretty good too. Lyford, 10 seconds or under, they're going to snap the football. They're going to put up some points. And then I got Gruya making the football. That Lyford team, though, 10 seconds and they snap the ball, Armando.
It is one of the fastest in the Valley. You can see my picks here. I've also got Lyford, Raymondville, Gruya, and Kingsville making it. Armando, I want to thank you. You're going to be coming back when we talk about the rest of the smaller schools, 2As, 1As. We'll talk to you in a minute. But coming right up on Countdown to Kickoff, we're going to talk about the coach who runs the team that runs this field. It's Coach Ron Adami of the Sharyland Rattlers. He joins us next on Countdown to Kickoff.
Back here, Countdown to Kickoff continues, and now we swing away from the table, and I get a chance to talk things over with Sergio Chapa and our social media. Sergio, it's a trifecta this year. We got it covered on 3 angles.
Yeah, you bet. We're all over the place. We've got a live video stream on YouTube right now, but in addition to that, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're holding conversations with people across the Valley, across the United States, and across the world who love Valley High School football.
Of course, with our streaming that's going on, 27 teams we're covering this year, 9 games on the first Friday alone. And Sergio, we're hearing from places around the world.
You betcha. Now people here, we got people saying Gloria Lopez going, go Rio Hondo Bobcats. We have Sonia De La Cruz saying go Greyhounds. And even in Starr County, Letty Solis Rodriguez says RGC Rattlers and Gruya Gators, whoop whoop. So, I mean, they love it.
Sergio Chapa and our social media, the trifecta. And we'll be back after this with a Countdown to Kickoff.
They both bring their own strengths to the table, and they're both great athletes, and we just feel fortunate that we have two players with a caliber of their ability level.
Yeah, and they have so many weapons, Coach, and that's one of the things last year. You guys had so many offensive weapons that nobody could key on just one. I'm guessing that's the way you're going to try to attack defenses this year as well.
That's part of our MO offensively, and you know, we're going to continue to do those types of things because I just think it makes us harder to defend. So as long as we tell our quarterbacks, as long as you distribute the ball and keep teams from keying on one person, that's going to make us much more versatile.
All right, Ron Adami, coach of the Sharyland Rattlers, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for letting us borrow your field for a night. We'll let you have it back after tonight, I promise.
Appreciate it.
That's Coach Ron Adami of the Sharyland Rattlers. We are coming right back. We are live on Countdown to Kickoff, ValleyCentral.com, and Action 4's look at the 2013 high school football season. And we'll be right back after this. We are back at Sharyland's Rattler Stadium live for Countdown to Kickoff, Action 4's look at the upcoming high school football season. Joe, we just had Coach Ron Adami of the Sharyland Rattlers on. They went 12-1 last year, the best 5A team. It's only right that we look at that district right now.
Well, and yeah, all the question marks about how they're going to replace all that offense that they lost from a year ago. But, you know, sitting in there in that mix is the next team that I think may be the last team standing in the big schools, especially Edinburgh North. We'll get to them too.
All right, let's take a look right now at District 30 5A.
District 30 5A.
It feels like home. This is home. I've done this long. Maybe I just don't have, I don't have to ask anybody else. Now they're asking me the questions, and sometimes I wish they would ask me some of these questions.
The questions for new Redskins coach Ramiro Leal, in charge after 25 years with the district, are on the defensive line with 4 new starters and at quarterback, where 3 compete for that position. And, of course, the question about the split. What happens when one program becomes 2?
We're pretty much the last class that's going to be, 5A for a while, and it gets us motivated. It gets us going. We want to do great. We don't want to be remembered this year to be remembered as the year Donna split. We want to remember, we want to make our own, our name.
don't have to push them too much. You know, they're self-motivated. You know, they're Edinburgh Bobcats, and they want to do well.
A 3-7 season in 2012 doesn't cut it in Bobcat country, so Edinburgh is pushing themselves to the limit during two-a-days. Coach Caceres says his best players will play on both sides of the ball, and the quarterback might not ever step under center in his new offense.
We're football players, man. We'll adjust to the system, and it's just part of playing the game. We're a different team this year, and we've got all the cobwebs out through 2 days, and we're ready to play.
Coach Penn has always told us to believe in ourselves, and we can take it as far as we want. And he just said, just buy into it. Believe in me, and I'll take you places. And that's what we did. We believed in him, and he proved us right. So we're going to keep on doing it.
The belief is there, and so is the talent. Edinburgh Economides went from 0 wins in 2011 to 6 victories last season, and the Jags' first playoff appearance in 8 years. That was without quarterback Luis Alvarez, injured in Week 3. Now he's healthy. Edinburgh Economides will open up the slot T accordingly.
You can have egg on your face, or you can fall flat on your face if we don't put in the work. Right. And they're hungry. We see it in their eyes. They want to accomplish the goal of getting back in. They liked what it tasted like.
You'll see them both in the backfield at the same time.
Having Matt and Adrian out of this is a double trouble for any team.
Edinburgh North opponents have been warned. Trying to stop the Cougars' rushing attack will be difficult at least, impossible at most, with Matt Whiteside and Adrian Alvarez running behind the big man, David Anzaldúa. The Cougs' defense gets a boost as Sharyland 3-year starter at linebacker Joey Esquivel joins the Navy and Gold.
But because they knew each other as kids and they really hung around, not a lot because he lived in Sharyland, but they still, they see each other. So the kid, he didn't miss a beat as he came back.
Offensively right now, we're going to try to run the football first. We want to be superior throwing the football, but that's going to take us some time developing quarterbacks. So we're going to continue to try to be a spread offense that has a very successful rate running the football.
The SaberCats have a crucial year of experience under their belt. Now Vela will try to translate that experience into their first win as a varsity program. The players say they know the commitment victories will take.
Our summer strength and conditioning, it's not mandatory, but most of our team made it up like it was mandatory. I saw all my team always here, always putting in overtime. That's pretty disciplined to me.
Last year, like I said, being a young team, we didn't have the numbers that 5A schools have, so we kind of struggled with the depth, and this showed.
It showed for La Jolla in the form of 7 straight losses to end the 2012 season. But there is optimism in Coyote land these days. Junior quarterback Julio Garcia will be improved after taking his lumps last year, and the linebacker core is physical, itching to return to the days of Puro Coyote.
We talk about getting back on the ball, picking up this program, because we're in the hole right now, and we got to pick it back up, bring the tradition back. We have a lot of rich tradition, and we got to pick it up.
That's one of the things that's on their mind right now. They say they want to, they're tired of the way things are. They want to establish a tradition back in La Jolla, and they're willing to do anything and pay the price.
Our theme this year is 5-5 is not enough. And, last year it was all about moving up from 4A to 5A, and this year, we told them now we know that we can play with the big boys, and now it's time to not only compete, but to try to go undefeated in the season.
If a district title is in the cards for the Huskies, it will come with the Juarez-Lincoln running game, bolstered by an experienced offensive line, a young running back by the name of Bocanegra, sound familiar, and from speedster Martin Diaz, the do-it-all dog with a track pedigree.
Running back is one of those that can do anything. He can catch, he can run. Yeah, he has a breakaway speed, he has a power.
The school's been here for around 8 years now, so each coming year we're just that short. It just pushes us more. We want it so bad. We want to get over that hump, We want to feel that taste of playoffs in our mouth, and we want to be hungry again.
Is this the year Palmview's Lobos finally make the postseason? If so, it will be the powerhouse offensive line that drives them there. The running game a point of emphasis, as well as new kickers trying out for the Lobos special teams. After all, it was just a field goal's worth of points that kept Palmview out of the playoffs last time.
Last year we missed it by 3 points. Those 3 points kept us from going to playoffs. And our shirts say 3 points shy, and if we feel down, we don't feel like we're doing good, we just look at ourselves back and say we gotta drive to get those 3 points and make the playoffs.
Last year we had some good players that left, so it makes us want to work harder and just try to fill in their shoes.
Those are not only some big shoes, they're fast ones as well. Sherryland's 12 wins in 2012, the most of any Valley team, and the offensive weapons, second to none. Once again, the Rattlers have more options to carry the rock than you would imagine, and it does seem like it's reload, not rebuild for the Rattlers.
It's just to replace guys and go. We've been in sync ever since we started first day of spring ball. It's just nothing new to us. We all know the offense. We're ready to hit it again hard. We reload and we're coming back for another long run.
District 30 5A.